Hello, colors, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest transfer news for Barca. Let's first of all start with our president, Joan Laporta. In a recent press conference yesterday, Laporta spoke about a wide range of topics. He spoke about Messi, Vitor Roque, Xavi, Gundogan, Brozovic, Frankie de Jong, Pedri, Fati, Arda and many more. Interesting things that he said. Follow it right up to the very end. Then secondly, in this episode, talking about Ivan Fresneda, this right back at Real Valladolid, as it has been reported that Barca are optimistic about signing the player as their right back next season. So guys, as we get right into the stories in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Speaking during an interview yesterday with TV3 late on Thursday night, Barca president Joan Laporta made some very intriguing statements and he gave insights into the club's plans heading into the summer transfer window. One of the main targets for Barca coming into the summer was re-signing Lionel Messi. Why it appeared that the stars were aligning for the Argentine's return, ultimately it did not materialize, with the 36-year-old Argentine joining Inter Miami instead. Opening up on how things unfolded with the entire Messi case, Laporta said Messi wanted to return to Barca. He had a very tough period in Paris. His father told me he didn't want to have this pressure. We, the callers, respect him a lot. May he do very well in Miami, Laporta said. Talking about a possible tribute for the club legend, Laporta suggested a potential date. He said, Barca will always be Messi's home. I met with them to make a tribute. The opening day of the Spotify Camp Nou would be an excellent date, Laporta said. On the occasion of letting Messi to go 2 years ago, he said, these are decisions that you have to make as president. Barca is above everybody, but you also have a footballing spirit and I have known it since I was a child. I had to put the institution above. They left me sad. The club president also spoke about the success that Barcelona achieved last season, not only in men's senior football, but other teams as well, as the club won 6 titles in total, men's and women's football league titles, roller hockey, handball, futsal, and basketball. He said, the priority objective was the league for the men's first team. It was achieved with authority. We won all 6 professional leagues. The women's team won the Champions League with a historic comeback. It's very good, but we want more, he said. The Barca Supremo touched upon Barcelona's efforts to sign Vitor Roque, confirming that the operation was progressing. He said, work is in progress. On the matter of Xavi's new contract, Laporta stated that the manager understands that player signings and registration takes precedence at the moment, he said. When the time comes, we will talk. First, there are priorities, and Xavi understands that. We will talk calmly, but we want him to continue, and so does he. I'm convinced that he will go further. We haven't set a date yet. Up until now, Barcelona have announced one signing this summer, Ilkay Gundogan. Laporta spoke about the German international. He said, he is a player who has preferred to go to a club with prestige and has put it ahead of the money at City. Xavi has also given the player confidence. We signed a player with experience. A European champion is coming, a player with proven pedigree and experience. On their pursuit for Martin Zubimendi and Joshua Kimmich, Laporta said, these are operations that we are not considering at the moment due to the significant economic level. Marcelo Brozovic had been heavily linked to Barca this past week, but appears to be on his way now to Al Nassr, and Laporta confirmed the Catalans were no longer pursuing him, he said. Brozovic is also a similar case, perhaps more affordable, but he has a proposal from Arabia, and we will not enter into a bidding war. Oriol Romeo is now being considered as an alternative to the Croatian. On him, Laporta said, as for Oriol Romeo, Deco and Matteo will work on that. There are a number of names that we like and we are working on them. Despite Arno Tena's contract expiring today, Laporta confirmed that the club will hold talks with him and his agent in the coming days and agree a new deal before loaning him out, he said. With Arno tenors, we had the option of renewing him, but he didn't fit in because of the financial situation. We want him to remain in Barca's orbit. He's an excellent footballer and he is a team player, Laporta said. Next week, we will talk to Ivan de la Pena and Arno. I think we'll reach an agreement and then he will go out on loan. On whether there will be any sales, Laporta confirmed that they had received offers for players like Ansu, Pedri, Fati, Christensen, but we will not sell them, he said. Last year it happened that we were worse. We had an offer of 100 million euro for De Jong and we were right not to accept it. We have received offers for Pedri, Ansu, Christensen, De Jong, Araujo, but we think they have to continue. They are the present and they are also the future. So guys, let's move now to the next story of discussion. Barca have been, monitoring this Valladolid right back Ivan Fresneda for a long time now. However, reports have now suggested that the teenager could be bound for Borussia Dortmund, who are progressing in negotiations. But from the look of things, the German champion, the German giants have cooled off their interest in Fresneda, putting Barca in pole position to sign the Spanish prospect. Fresneda enjoyed a solid campaign with Real Valladolid in his debut season in La Liga, which is why clubs are interested in his signing, despite the fact that his club ended up getting relegated. At 18 years of age, he is still being a bit graying, but there is plenty of potential in the young star, which has put him on Barcelona's radar. Another aspect that attracts Barca a lot is that Fresneda has a release clause worth 20 million euros in his contract now, but could very well be available for only 15 million euros this summer. It has been suggested that the teenage prospect also is attracted by the idea of playing for Barca and would be willing to wait for the clubs to approach him, but not for very long. But with Borussia Dortmund now dropping out of the race for the player, Barca may have the edge, in the pursuit of Ivan Fresneda. However, as things stand, funds are hard to come by for Barcelona and they need to make some important sales before they can even consider signing any more players. Furthermore, the signings of Brozovic and Roque are seen as immediate priorities, but of course, Brozovic's signing is now looking up in the air. So it remains to be seen how Barca's pursuit of Fresneda plans out and whether the La Liga title holders do end up securing his services this summer or not. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye.